content platform called Rizzle. That's still around, but it's totally different now. It's not the same kind of platform.
For shizzle?
William, you can't go back on it and access any of our old content or anything like that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, anyways, folks, Andre's the pop culture guy, our special guest co-host, occasionally who moderates here some nights, is not here yet. So, we are live, and we are the MCU'S YouTube channel and podcast. We do have our guest for this evening, got our guest panel already here, and we're just waiting on Andre so we can do our Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 3 live recap and discussion. Essentially, in the meantime, I will just really quick introduce Imran, who everybody already knows that, checks us out here on the Bleeding Edge. He's here all the time from Jock and Nerd Podcast. Good to see you, Imran. And William back for the first time, probably over a year, I think, from the Geek Gauntlet podcast, featured on Twitch on Saturday evenings. I believe at is it 9 or 10 p.m., William?
10 p.m. Eastern. 10
p.m. Eastern. I apologize, sir. But good to see you, William. Good to have you back, brother.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Always good to see a familiar face. William has guested with us a lot of times. Just more like in the first couple, years of the Bleeding Edge. He was very active on here. Did a lot of shows with me. Talked a lot of shit. A lot of interesting, fun conversations about the MCU over the years. When the MCU was hot and fun and, still talk aboutable all the time. You know what I mean? And still, water cooler talk. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not there. It's not there anymore.
Agreed.
But my co-host Cyberneticshark is here as I'm temporarily moderating. Looks like he might be eating something. So, there you go. Steak. Okay.
How do you like a steak, Cyber?
I like it medium rare.
Yeah, like a normal person.
What's interesting is how, like, when you go to order pork chops from a restaurant, they ask you for a temperature on pork chops, and they have like all these different options. It's like it's a pork chop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't want to undercook the pork. That's
who really wants a rare pork chop?
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know who's eating that.
I don't know anybody who does that. William, would you like to try a rare pork chop?
No.
They'll give you bursitis. You get bursitis or something.
What is your typical temperature for a pork chop?
Well done.
Well done, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 165.
Yeah. You don't even really want to go to the medium. Even sounds like dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, when they offer that as an option, I'm like, I don't know about that, man. You know what I mean? Like,
But beef, you could eat almost raw if it's good enough.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you right now. When I was in my teenage years, working in the restaurants, all that, and getting my discounted meals all the time, I would order prime rib every fucking night when we had prime rib, and I would eat that bitch as bloody as I could possibly get it. You know what I'm saying?
Don't cook it. You like get a steak, don't cook it.
Soak it in Maju and just bloody. But anyways, so yeah, we're going to talk about Peacemaker Episode 3, Season 2. And again, since we're waiting for Andres to pop in here and actually moderate tonight, I'll just ask you guys really quick just what your thoughts are so far, I guess, on Peacemaker Season 1 and Season 2. And since Imran and William, you're new to us on Peacemaker so far this year, our coverage, I'll go to you guys first. What are your thoughts so far on Peacemaker this season? What'd you think of Season 1? I'll go to you first, William.
A lot of Easter eggs towards Suicide Squad and Superman for this season so far. And I'm enjoying it. Seeing the storyline be what it is with the second dimension has been really, really interesting. Seeing how he reacts, trying to be like his doppelganger that he killed. And he's getting close to being found out. He's getting close. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works through. But I'm enjoying this season so far. Season 1 was great. Jeff, for the fact he made fun of so many other heroes, particularly Batman in season 1. But season 2 has been good so far. And I think we're halfway through the season. We only get 6 episodes?
No,
this season?
There's 8. There's 8.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But it's been good. It's been fun.
Okay, most definitely. Imran, what are your thoughts?
Yo, I love this show so much. Who would have thought this weird character from the Suicide Squad, played by John Cena, you could spin off? And John Cena, to me, has been a revelation This dude is so funny, and he plays the emotional stuff really good. I mean, he's, you want to talk about who's best wrestler turned actor, between The Rock and Batista and Cena. Sometimes for me, it's Cena because of the stuff he's doing here. And I really think James Gunn's sensibility works better on Peacemaker and Suicide Squad than it kind of did in Superman. Like, this is where he can be R-rated, he could be filthy, he could be raunchy, and like he's great at that. But James Gunn makes you laugh and he makes you feel shit in everything he does, and he continues to do that. And Tim Meadows so far has stolen this whole show for me. My favorite line from last week when he goes, that motherfucker looked like he caught all the Pokemon. I was dying. His bird blindness. What a funny bit. It's so funny. Like,
I know. The bird blindness is fucking hilarious.
The fact that it's so funny and he's taking it seriously. And then his nicknames, titties, you go around back. It's just, come on, Tim Meadows stealing it. But John Cena is fantastic. I love this show so much. It's so wacky. You could get away with so much. And I was not expecting all the boobs and dicks in the first episode. So that was also surprising.
It's HBO, baby. You know what I'm saying? What do you really expect at the end of the day?
Am I watching The Boys? What happened? That was wild.
Honestly, with episode with a character like Peacemaker, it really just kind of makes sense to me to add all that kind of stuff to the show. You know what I mean? It just kind of fits him perfectly. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
When they do Lanterns next, you know what I'm saying? It'll be nice. It'll be interesting to see how far they go with that kind of stuff with Lanterns. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because that's gonna be a serious show. You know what I'm saying?
I will say it's a hard turn. Like, if you were a kid and you went with your dad to see Superman and you had a good time and you see Peacemaker in there and then you see there's a TV show and you're gonna be like, Dad, can I watch this show? Now, as the dad, you gotta explain. Sorry, son.
I mean, I know it's crazy to say it, but Imran, this is the first time where there's a superhero TV show out now, since superhero stuff's become, so popular, where literally, you have to question whether you should let your kids watch.
Isn't that crazy? It's directly tied into the PG-13 colorful cartoony comic book Superman movie, and then it turns hard R, right hand turns wild.
But I will give James Gunn credit for taking a secondary character and making him as popular as he is. I'll give him that credit.
That's what he's good at, right? Every movie.
I'll give him that credit.
The Guardians, Suicide Squad.
And casting Cena to play the character. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That was a gamble move on his part. He didn't have to do that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Anyways, Cyber, as I go over to you, sir, and get your thoughts on Peacemaker season 2 so far. Andres, where we're at, sir, since you weren't here, I was just asking everybody what they thought of Peacemaker so far, sir. You can take over now that you're here.
No worries. Sorry about that, guys. Or my area is raining right now, so my internet is kind of like out of control. Sorry about that. But anyway, Saber, what you thought so far about season 2, as Jeff was talking about, and what you thought about this episode this week we're reviewing? So far, I think this season has been phenomenal. I've really enjoyed it. I think that orgy scene in episode 1 was the first thing I thought of was the fucking boys, just like Imran said. And it was automatic. I was like, what are we watching? The fucking boys? I'm like, what the hell? And I was cracking up so hard at that scene and going, wow, Gunn, are you trying to copy the boys? Are you trying to get yourself more popular? And I'm like, yeah. I mean, and it was nowhere as long as the sequence in the boys episode was, but still, it was like, it totally felt like it ripped it off. It was so hilarious. But overall, this season is really phenomenal so far. I mean, the first 3 episodes have been fantastic. I think leading up to this current epised, this is the shortest of the episodes too, only 38 minutes long. I was like, we are all kind of like, what the hell? Why is this so short? And I just think that it's still, even though it was a really short episode, it was still very well done. It still had a lot of great big impact, and it just really, I think, does a good job. It definitely is what a filler episode should do: be entertaining, but at the same time, kind of fill in some gaps that you're looking for, and that's what this episode did. So I have to give I have to give kudos to Greg Mottola, who directed the last 2 episodes, who is the director of super bad.
Yeah.
Hands down, he did a really fantastic job with these last two. So I have to give him props. But so far, really good. And I think this episode's really solid as well.
And it also did something that was very rare for a filler episode, because normally you just get a bunch of filler, but in this case, it also progressed the storyline too. So you got to give it props for that.
Yeah, I don't think it's filler. I don't think you call it filler.
Yeah.
It's just the story's moving forward.
It's not that
Happen.
episode 3 is not a filler episode.
Yeah,
It was moving along just fine.
yeah. Because I expected, you could tell, like, all right, now we're gonna go hang out in the other universe, see what it's like, and that's exactly what they gave
If
us.
anything, episode 2 had the filler vibes to it. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, you know what I mean. If you really wanted to pick one out so far and say maybe that was a little bit fillerish, you know, not a lot really happened in episode 2.
Yeah, no, I agree.
They just had a party, and you know what I'm saying, and you know they cleaned up a dead body, and you know what I mean. Like, you know, there was some dialogue, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This one, there's a lot more revelations in this.
Yeah, that's the big thing about this episode that I like. Where you guys,
Andre, I didn't get a chance to opine or say anything about the season or anything like that. Just so you know.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance
So who's next besides
Jeff?
It was actually Jeff.
I'm the last one.
You were the last one. Okay, just let me briefly just kind of touch on, and then you're next, Jeff. So I agree with you guys. This episode wasn't filler. Like, it was a really good episode that was progressing us to, you know, the storyline. Plus the biggest twist that we've gotten in this show, like really good twist that I did not expect. But we'll get into it later in the beginning of the episode. Jeff, your thoughts on the whole season and this episode this week we're reviewing.
Yeah, one thing I think that's really cool about season 1, to mention season 1 really quick, is the fact that they brought in that the guy who played the villain in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Trueology 4.
Yeah,
Munson. He was great.
He was excellent.
I miss him in
this.
One, yeah.
And he honestly did a great job, I thought.
Yeah.
As whatever the fuck he was in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 film.
Yeah.
I forget the name of that villain that he played.
That was who is that? I can't remember.
High Evolutionary.
Yeah.
I thought he actually did a decent job.
Yeah.
And pulled off a pretty authentic representation of what that villain's like. You know, that's a tough villain to play. You know what I mean? Honestly, from as far as comic book villains go. So honestly, I thought he did a really good job. Honestly, I don't want to get too into the MCU, but we all know, that it's tough to have a good villain in MCU films sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I thought he did a really good job in that film. And he's great in season 1. He really shows some versatility. Some humor. You know what I mean? Really flows well. On the show. I really enjoyed him. Honestly, I'm loving season 2 so far. I mean, this is my first time reviewing Peacemaker. We didn't do season 1, unfortunately. Wish we had, but we didn't. It wasn't even on my radar when it came out 3 years ago. Crazy that's how long ago it was, but it was 3 fucking years ago that the Peacemaker came out. So it wasn't even on my radar, back then to even think about. But I wish we would have covered it. It's a great show, and I like the direction they decided to go in with season 2 so far. I like the sort of the changes they made between seasons. They're working out so far pretty well, and I think that this whole a new wrinkle of adding planet, Earth B or Earth 2 or whatever they're calling it, to call the parallel dimension or whatever, Earth 2, I guess, which is a very logical, simplistic way to call it. Adding that wrinkle to the season, really, it makes it very interesting, because they can do a lot with that. You know what I'm saying? How that's going to play out across the board, across the whole season will be very interesting to me, to see. As an audience member, I find that whole concept of that whole deal intriguing, and I just want to see more of it, and see what's going to come out of it, Right. Because obviously we already know that Peacemaker can't exist in both both Earths. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to work for him. either way. You know what I mean? He can't be gone all the time from one, Earth. You know what I mean? And then just disappear, and then go live in the other one and then come back all the time and be gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not going to work, people are already suspicious already right now, about it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I think that it doesn't surprise me that Gunn developed this type of show around Peacemaker with a heavy, sort of ensemble secondary cast, bringing back the Suicide Squad Argus characters. I think was a really bold, great move. Bringing them over to the show. Some of them, what I'm saying? I thought that was really cool that he did that. A really creative move. I like, the secondary characters that make up the sort of Peacemaker universe so far, like they're a nice, they're an interesting, different kind of group of people, some of them are funnier than others, but they're all funny for the most part, to some extent, except for Harcourt. She's the only one that, is not funny. You know what I'm saying? Like none of her stuff is humorous. You know what I mean? She's all, lover, hater, you know what I'm saying? Beat dudes up, whatever. Besides her though, everybody else to some extent does exude some humor in their scenes, at times, and is pretty funny. For the most part, effectively, I think humor wise, the jokes work on Peacemaker is a funny show.
Yeah.
Hats off to Gunn. He writes a really good, funny show. You laugh out loud at times watching the show, because some of the jokes are really fucking raunchy and they're funny. You know what I'm saying? They really are, And yeah, and around there are shocking moments where there's orgy scenes and, Peacemaker straight fucking like standing up fucking, fucking a chick from the back, you know what I'm saying? Scenes, where he's like, pump fucking her, like jackhammering fucking her, like scenes like that. Yeah, like it is a little bit, it does throw you off a little bit when you see that shit, like you're a little bit like, oh fuck, but it just adds an interesting wrinkle, you know what I'm saying, to the show, you know what I mean? For me, it adds just a little bit more complexity or depth to the characters almost to like, show stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Peacemaker, seems like the kind of dude that would have orgy parties. Like, you know what I'm saying? If he was just trying to blow off steam or whatever, and needed a big night or whatever,
Well, he was the only one with his clothes on in that scene.
But everything about it, though, feels natural, is my point. That's the last thing I'll say, is that it all feels normal and natural to Peacemaker as a character, you know?
Well,
go ahead, William.
Well, if you don't mind me intervening for just a second, it also adds a human layer to it, too.
Yeah. Makes it relatable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Cena does that well. He's a decent actor. He pulls off the emotional stuff pretty well, I think. We'll talk about that later on when we break the episode down, but he has some range. Anybody who thinks he doesn't have any range, they're wrong. He's already displayed it, in the show that he has range. But no, I think that honestly, Gunn just he got a chance to play, like you said, Imran, and I think he just had fun with this show, kind of, you know what I mean, and let loose, and kind of got a chance to just do whatever he wanted to, to the full extent that you're just kind of seeing him unleash. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, not that many shows make me laugh anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's a lot of good TV shows out there that impress me, but not a lot of them make me laugh. So to actually make me laugh, that's I think that's pretty exceptional.
Yeah, that's pretty true. But also it depends on what kind of show they are. I mean, this one is full, like, you brought up, Jeff, about the show being James Gunn. This is definitely James Gunn, like back in his day, Dawn of the Dead, Slither, just like RR, days.
And it's like I was saying earlier, Andre, I don't mean to cut you off, but it makes me wonder, just to speculate a little bit, knowing that, what the slate for the DCU is next and what's coming out and everything, how will they handle, because I do care about this stuff and I do find it interesting, how will they handle Lanterns, on HBO Max? You know what I'm saying? I figure it'll be R-rated, but like, how adult will it be? You know what I mean? Because it's going to be more of a serious True Detective style
Yeah, completely different tone.
TV show. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, but will they still, have, will they still have gore? You know what I mean? Like, will there be a lot of blood? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I heard Nathan Fillion actually said he got to swear a lot on Lantern.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be pretty
what's
sweary and
up.
R-rated. Yeah.
Just the fact that Nathan Fillion is going to be on that show, that's going to be so interesting to see how he's going to fit with, like, these other serious Lanterns. You know what I mean?
But he's showing up in 3 things in a row here. It's kind of crazy.
Yes, I know.
And then Gunn is just full on Superman. They made that announcement of the sequel. So we're gonna get 3 super movies before we get a Batman 2. Think about that. That's crazy.
I know. I mean,
It makes sense though.
yeah, it makes sense.
Does it? I mean, he's just going full on.
It makes sense though, because Superman's your golden goose.
He's not really going full out. I mean, one movie a year.
I
Like,
would think Batman was the golden goose.
one movie a year is not that big of a deal. It's
Yeah.
But Superman would be the best, the best and the brightest you can to reestablish yourself in the DCEU.
Yeah.
Because on the comic book side, he's the golden goose. Now, don't get me wrong. Batman has his fans too. Do not get me wrong.
Right.
You
got to start with Superman. I think it was right. Yeah.
I myself associate Batman more now than Superman,
Oh, yeah.
but at the same point, it makes sense because Superman is what started it all.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, the question is how is it really going to work out with this Batman film that Gunn's got slated? Because he's got slated basically to come out somewhat in the same time zone as the Batman 2.
Yeah.
That's going to be coming out. When is Batman 2 coming out? 2020?
27.
27 in the 20 beginning of 28.
Is it really 2027?
Yeah.
Yes.
Same here
Batman
after
plus two.
That's what
Superman.
I'm saying. So that lines up kind of in a way to where you think that's what Gunn was supposedly wanting to do his Batman and Batman, whichever version of Batman it is that he's doing for his film.
Right.
I forget. I think it's the one where he actually has Damian Wayne and all that shit, isn't it?
Yes.
It's Brave and the Bold.
Brave and the Bold. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not going to make
you'll get Nightwing soon in DCU.
You can't have 2 Batman films come out in the same year.
Right. Yeah, they're gonna have a Superman and a Batman movie come out that year. 2027 is gonna be crazy.
It'd be weird to have 2 Batman movies come out within 1 year of each other.
Yeah. Yeah, you need space.
You could do a world fight. You could do a world finest in 2028.
That would be great.
Yeah, you can do a world finest in 2028. You really could.
Yeah. Well, and just wrapping up the sequel, of course, everyone didn't hear, the audience that's watching us, the Man of Tomorrow, James Gunn just announced on like his Twitter, whatever, that July 9th, 2027 is the date of Man of the Superman sequel of this year, which is great, and it will probably be a focus of Superman or Lex Luthor teaming up, which is kind of cool.
Well, I don't think we should be shocked, Andres, if they end up making some schedule changes to that original slate that they came up with, because eventually
none of that shit is happening. Like he's just making shit up now. That whole plan is out. Like none of that.
Oh, I understand all the
tease.
I'm not even talking about them making all that stuff.
That's a tease. That's a tease.
We're gonna have to rejigger some of that around over time.
Oh yeah, all that's a tease. That's a tease.
Yeah. I mean,
I will say this though. At least I'll go. You know what Lex you're getting. You're gonna get Lex with the crypto suit.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, that's great because you can fight Superman then. Then you can punch each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly. Well, and you guys been talking about Batman. Well, it's funny. I don't know how this is going to be, but our first major Batman thing is the Clayface movie. And so I am kind of curious how that movie is going to set up. Not like we're not going to see a Batman, but like I think we're going to set up what is their version of Gotham City going to be, and like how is it in this universe?
Well, and then in Peacemaker, she mentions, remember, she's like, we were supposed to go back to Gotham. And then White Rabbit comes running out of the interview. And the best line, he goes, how many times did I mention that Rabbit Woman's cameo?
Every fucking
30 times.
Every DCU property mentions Gotham as if it's like somewhere like close to them or whatever, wherever they're from.
Yeah. It's always been like that.
Yeah.
It's always been like that when I was growing up as a kid. When I got into DC, it's like they always like seemed like Gotham's kind of like near either Metropolis and whatever. But
That's the DC, but that's the DC EU or DC comic book universe in general, because everything is within distance of each other.
They're all made
Oh,
up.
yeah,
cities.
Yeah,
So
it's all
like,
it all makes no sense, William, because honestly, there's no actual solid geography across the board where you you can actually try to understand. Okay,
Right.
this is where this is at. You know what I'm saying?
There's no time or distance.
Yeah, and when you try to overlay it over a map of America, like you do with other shows or whatever, you know what I mean, to try to compare it or whatever, you can't. It doesn't even make sense. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't figure out what cities and what section of the country or any of that shit.
Wherever it's convenient, that's how it is.
Yeah, it's always like that. Like the best version that I like in terms of the location is that Gotham is the New York stand-in, and then Metropolis is either I don't know what Midwest kind of city they're
because I thought Metropolis was based off New York. I could be wrong.
See, Gotham could be New York, Metropolis could be New York, Gotham
Chicago
also.
Yeah.
I thought Metropolis was based off Chicago.
So
that's
that too.
Yeah, they both flip. It could be either or.
Yeah, because the reason I say Midwest because of Smallville.
Sure. If you grew up in Kansas, maybe it was just in the Midwest where Metropolis.
Yeah, because I'm thinking more like how Smallville and travel to Metropolis for Superman, where Gotham City is such an easy thing to.
I'm assuming Gotham City is modeled after the really bad areas, decades of New York City and Chicago.
Yeah,
Chicago had that really bad, really crime-ridden their periods of that too.
Yeah.
But New York City was fucked up at some points in certain decades, like in the 80s, for instance. In the 70s or some rough years. Where it got bad.
Yo, but living in Chicago when Nolan put Gotham in Chicago and I would drive downtown was amazing. I was like, holy shit, I'm in Gotham City. Oh, that's Lower Wacker Drive. I'm in Gotham City right now. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Don't they use Chicago as the setting when they film?
Yeah.
They did it with Batman Begins and Dark Knight, particularly Dark Knight. It's old Chicago, and then Rises. It was kind of weird. It was a mix of Chicago, New York. It was it was like that, especially because when Bane infiltrate that Wall Street thing, it was in Wall Street.
That was New York. Yeah.
New York. Yeah. If you saw Dark Knight Rises. Okay. Awesome. Let's get into the breakdown. Great job, guys. Really loved your insights and great discussing the Man of Tomorrow announcement, because I know that was a big deal this week. So in the opening, so speaking of twists that I brought up, this I was not expecting this. I was so happy as a Suicide Squad fan. Just reading this plot synopsis. So 3 years prior to the Corte Maltese incident that we saw in the 2021 James Gunn Suicide Squad, Emilia Harcourt is having an affair with Rick Flag Jr. despite his attempts to move into something more serious with her, Harcourt with the relationship. While he's still in the relationship, I cannot believe this, that I heard this from Rick Flag Jr., that he's still in this relationship with Enchantress, aka Drew Moon, from I don't know, is this from the 2016, but in general, the
no, that's from the first Suicide, because he's in both of the movies.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's a good point. So of Enchantress, which was crazy, and of course, Harcourt dismisses it. She kind of dismisses this kind of serious relationship discussion that Rick brings up, and she asks him to hurry up as he must leave the mission for the current. Oh my god, I cannot say this word. I know this because it's from 1989 Batman.
Yes.
The Corte Maltese.
I don't know if it's art, but I like it.
I like it. Yes. So we get this crazy flashback of Rick's revolvement of the Suicide Squad from 2021. So let me stop here because there's more in the parallel universe, but let me stop here with this twist. Let me start with you, William. What you thought about the twist here? Getting back Rick Flag Jr. here in the show. What you thought about now getting this big reveal that Harcourt is having a relationship with Rick Flag Jr. and what this means with the Peacemaker relationship she has. Go ahead. talk about this beginning part of the reveal.
The whole thing was weird to me because Junior put himself in a bad spot. And I get it. Hardcore, she ain't no bad looking chick, beautiful woman and all. But that's a bad situation to be in. And I don't know how he's gonna really get himself out of that. But it was interesting. But to me, that's dangerous because you're dating a demigoddess. You're in a relationship with a demigoddess, and I don't know how you get out of that. So it's going to be interesting to see how he can manage that. If he can, he's a true pimp, and it is interesting.
Thank you, William. Enron, your turn, sir. What do you thought about the big reveal of Rick Flag Jr., sir?
First of all, how hot is James Gunn's wife? Man. Jennifer Holland, she's a little more cut this season, and I'm like, this is an attractive woman, James. Good job. God damn it. She's a good actor, too. But that was crazy. I was not expecting to see Joel Kinnaman return as Rick Flag, and I was not expecting him to mention June and Corto Maltese. So canon-wise, this is very confusing. Are both of those movies considered canon now? Because he mentioned Enchantress and Corto Maltese? I don't know. But the fact that she was banging him, I thought it was very scandalous. I was like, oh, snap. And now it makes sense why she has this animosity towards Chris, because she probably also knows what he did to Rick Flag Jr., even though they are kind of hooking up, but not really. She's very resistant. But yeah, it was great to see Joel Kinnaman. I love Joel Kinnaman. He's great on For All Mankind.
Hell yeah.
It's fantastic.
I love him. He's great.
And he was a very vanilla guy to me for a long time. But For All Mankind changed my views on Joel Kinnaman. I was like, oh, he's great. So, yeah, that's crazy to see Rick Flag. Now, yes, there's more Rick Flag stuff coming up. But, yeah, the beginning, bonkers. I loved it.
Thank you. Jeff, what you thought about the opening of the twist, and pretty much the end point is the flashback of seeing the death again, Rick Flag Jr., sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, that quick little montage they threw together where you see the death of Rick Flag and all that could have been longer. I would like that. I would like that to be a little bit longer. They did that so quickly that it was too quick for me. But it was cool, I thought, that they added that little touch. You know what I'm saying? It was an interesting way to start the episode, to have it start off that way, it kind of shocked you in the audience, like, holy shit, there's Rick Flag, Jr. again. You know what I mean? He's back, he's alive, Like, what the fuck's going on here? That's an interesting sneaky way to start the episode, I was shocked when I saw him. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I realized this is Earth 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so he's the other, Rick Flag that's alive.
Yeah, but that wasn't Earth 2. That was the main timeline.
That was the main continuity.
That was 3 years ago. Before
3 years ago,
that was a straight flashback, and they had those two had a relationship back then.
Right. Yep. And she's banging him right before.
Okay, so when he was talking about Santana and everything and how he was still banging the evil, voodoo bitch or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that was the real timeline of, Suicide Squad and all that kind of shit. I got you.
But there's a canon issue because that was the old universe, but was it?
Right.
Now is all that?
Yeah.
Right.
James Gunn.
Now I get it. Okay, I see what you're saying. So,
what you call her, Jeff?
But Rick Flag Jr. is still alive on Earth 2 because we see him later on.
Right.
What did you call her, Jeff? Voodoo bitch?
That voodoo magic witch or whatever the fuck she was from Suicide Squad. What was she? I don't fucking know.
Enchantress. That's what
Enchantress, man.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, bro. She was fucking stupid, William. What do you want me to say, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You should not have cast that person to play Enchantress.
No.
Shouldn't fit.
Yeah.
William, you know that my DC knowledge is suspect, bro. I gotta bring other people to come on and talk about DC and shit and whatnot, about my lack of ability to talk about it and shit.
Yeah. I don't blame you, Jeff. She was the worst DCEU villain.
She didn't do anything to stand out in any way in the movie for me to know, like as a novice or whatever. Like, oh, that's Temptress or whatever. I don't fucking know.
That movie's
Make it so bad. She's got feats in the comics. and you couldn't bring any of your feats to
Why
the
didn't anybody
movies?
ever? Why didn't anybody ever say she was Temptress? Like, oh, that's Temptress. Like, that would have helped you out a lot.
Enchantress. They do call her Enchantress, but the
Well,
movie's just bad. So it's like,
I don't remember anybody
Like
being
I said,
like,
she's got
that's
plenty of feats in
Enchantress.
the, she's got plenty of feats in the comics. She could have brought into the movies.
she's super powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and like before we get to you, Cyber, but like just quickly, I mean, she wasn't like this was the problem with that movie was she wasn't supposed to be the main villain.
Right.
Apparently, I don't know this. It hasn't been confirmed. It's just always rumor. Apparently, Step Remove or some other like god
right.
was, you know.
Andres, I just wanted to wrap up real quick before.
Go ahead.
In general, it's all really interesting and really cool and really cool that they brought really good touch by Gunn to bring Rick Flag back. You know, bring that actor back. I love him. In everything that I've seen him in, he's great. Joel Kinnaman, you know, even RoboCop I thought was good. It was watchable. You know. So, I just love seeing any chance to see him come back and play the character for me is great. I thought he was one of the best parts of Suicide Squad, Gunn Suicide Squad. I thought he was one of the best parts of that film. I really did. He was one of my favorite members of the team, with that movie. So, I really enjoy him playing that character, and I'm glad we're going to get to see him, But obviously he's a little bit different on Earth 2. But really interesting, like in creative way to start off with a flashback like that. That's a cool, concept that Gunn did that. And I dig that. It fills in some gaps, I guess, with Harcourt's past and a Flag and all that, So yeah, good stuff.
Thank you. He was the best thing about the Gunn Suicide Squad. I mean, he was so much better than in the first Suicide Squad film from David Ayer. So it was really cool. Saber, your officer, tell me about your thoughts on the opening. And the end point is the flashback of seeing Rick Flag's death, sir. So go ahead.
Oh man, I tell you, seeing Rick Flags Jr. was so freaking awesome. I was literally in shock, oh, holy shit. They brought back Joel Kinnaman. I'm like, nice. I'm like, that is freaking awesome. And, of course, I'm not thinking, oh, wait a second. If he's back, this is the other dimension. This isn't the original dimension.
Mm-hmm.
So I think to myself, I'm like, oh. I'm like, damn. I'm like, that's awesome. He's still alive in that dimension. I'm like, I was just ecstatically shocked because just like everyone else has said, I absolutely love Joel Kinnaman. But that opening sequence is hilarious when he wakes up and he pees and he sees the messages and he's like, oh shit. And then he goes to his brother and he's like, let's play a game. Tell me what Harcourt's address is.
He goes,
pop quiz. Pop quiz. And I'm just kind of cracking up. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the hell is this? It was absolutely freaking hilarious. And as he kept doing, it's why don't you just drive your motorcycle? And I was like, motorcycle? I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what? And then when it shows it, I'm like, oh my God, that's so superhero-like. I'm like, that's so sweet. And he's riding it and shit that was awesome. And it was just really cool. And, but yeah, I mean, seeing Rick Flag and then Harcourt in that dimension was absolutely hilarious. I was like, holy shit, they got it going on. And I was like, I'm like, where is this gonna go? This is gonna be interesting, especially since the Peacemaker from our reality is trying to hook up with this Harcourt. I'm like, oh, that's gonna get interesting, especially when he finally sees that he's alive in this dimension. He's gonna be like, oh, So I thought that was a really cool thing. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But the whole him leaving to go see Harcourt or Argus was freaking hilarious too. And of course, we get that great opening sequence there. Like I said, when he's going there and everyone's cheering him on and stuff like that. And then that chick flashes him and I'm just like, that was awesome.
Yeah. It was awesome, by the way.
Best dimension ever.
He's like best dimension ever.
Did we
With Hitler's. So
did we
yeah.
go that far?
Yes.
Cyber did.
Well, Cyber.
Cyber took it that far.
All right. Thank you,
Anyways, but I'll stop there.
Jeff was mad because he didn't get to describe it.
Cyber. Exactly. I just wanted to torture. It was my moment to torture.
Wait to
Jeff.
talk about some pierced titties. That's what Jeff was waiting for.
Okay. Thank you, Cyber. You were awesome, sir. By the way, you having steak today? That's steak for tonight. That's good.
Hey,
Yeah.
just remember, this isn't Rick Flag's only appearance in media and comics. He also did a you saw him at Justice League Unlimited a couple of times too.
Whoa.
Yes. I actually, yeah, he's in that cartoon as well. Yeah, I
Mhm.
remember. I that was my first time seeing Task Force X.
Yep,
the first
yep.
time. So, and because I didn't see them yet in Smallville, and first the movie was coming out, so that was like my first exposure to the team. Okay, good job, guys. So let me get into now the full section there, the alternate universe, and one thing I will complain about. I just kind of wish, like, just name your Earths, because I was so confused at first. Like, was this Earth 1, Earth 2? Because a couple of you guys brought up before. I kind of wish Gunn just labeled the title. Like, the one thing I like about Loki, speaking of Marvel, like, Loki at least label where we're at. Like, just give me a label where we're at, because
Right.
I was kind of confused because, like, Cyber brought before, like, that flashback was awesome, but then I was like, wait, are we in the main continuity, or but like, it made it clear after they showed us, like, again, the flashback of killing Flag again. Okay, so going to the next session now. So Cyber brought this up before. Chris waking up in the alternative version, Earth 2, of his Peacemaker bedroom, where he gets wake up by his brother. And then after, we get into this funny scene where he's going to the bathroom, and then while he's multitask going to the bathroom, he's like seeing the text from the Earth 2 hardcore asking, to be up. So then after that, we get the funny scene, of course, of Chris talking to his brother. By the way, I really like that we get more Chris' brother in this episode, and like them talking to each other. That's like the one cool thing about the multiverse stories, is seeing like what if like he had this kind of life. I really like that we're getting his brother here, which is cool. So of course we get the funny, experience like, hey, Pop Chris, what is Argus? And like, where's my address of my former girlfriend? And he's like, Chris, what the F are you saying? Like, you should know this. I'm not playing this sick game you're doing, And of course, and then of course he's like, hey, Pop Chris, can I take your car? And he's like, dude, you have your bike, your Peacemaker bike. And his eyes open up. Yeah, the Peace bike.
Peace cycle.
Peace
cycle. Oh my God. By the way, as a superhero fan, my life, that's a cool name. Peace Cycle.
Yeah, it's like the bat cycle. But
Yeah, the
Peace
bike
cycle, boy.
Yeah.
it's got woofers on the outside.
Oh yeah,
Oh my God.
got some major weapons too.
Yeah.
Major weapons. I was surprised we didn't see them being used here, but anyway, I hope we see them being used in the series. So we see him riding. He puts the helmet of Peacemaker, which is cool. I like this like Earth 2 design, which is awesome. And then he like rides down to the road, as Cyber brought before. He's beloved by people. He sees this one kid saying, "I love you, Peacemaker," and it's like, "I love you too, buddy," and he cries, which was funny.
Because that's a bit much.
That's a little too much. And
Shut up, kid.
Yeah, and then oh yeah, Cyber brought up the chick, lifting the shirt
Yeah,
up,
boy.
which was hilarious.
Pierce
I was
titties.
like-
Talk about
Yeah.
pierce
Yeah, boy.
I should tell you guys, this is a 10 out of 10 because of that. I was like, hell
Just that
yeah.
alone better than 10 out of
That
10.
alone, that
Just that
made
alone.
that made that episode great. And then of course he has the famous line of best dimension ever. And then he does his his room and shoo, and then he goes to Argus, and he talks to this security guy in Argus, who's like friendly. And then we get some like interesting back and forth about something is going on with his father with some tests. They don't know, we don't know what's that about? Like, it's not clear if he's sick or not. So I'm kind of curious. If,
Oh, he was talking about his father, not
Okay.
Chris too. I don't know.
Okay,
Was
Chris.
he? I don't know who he was talking about.
No,
Yeah,
talking about his dad.
He was
Yeah,
talking about his dad that they were testing for cancer.
yeah.
I wasn't sure who they were talking about. Okay.
Yeah, because it's talking about Chris, like Earth 2 Chris dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like something's going on with that version of Chris dad. We don't know yet, so
mhm.
we'll probably get something about it down the road. Very interesting. And then after that, he goes up and he sees Hardcore. Very different from the version we see in Earth 1. She agrees to talk with Chris, and then at the same time, Chris encounters Rick Flag Jr., who's still alive in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I checked this in Gunn's reason to bring back Rick Flag Jr. Him and Joel Kinnaman are good friends, and he asks him to do a favor to come back here, which is great. And I just love, just like the Suicide Squad, I love that he's really good at making comedy.
Yeah.
And this scene alone, he was so funny. Like when he was trying to do super, he's trying to stalk them and
He's holding two phones. Did you notice that when he's
Yeah.
He's got two phones up and just over the keyboard.
Oh my god, I was laughing.
Dork.
Yeah, he's so, and he does the Looney Tunes thing, going down, to his desk, office desk is so funny. And then of course he trips himself and get the garbage can down to the floor, which was hilarious. So after that scene, they go out to the park here, and then Harcourt disclosed that she left Chris because he was not ready to commit, but he maintains he has changed. And then this is going to be the wrap up, guys. So after that, we go back to the original universe at Earth 1, where Waller's daughter is talking to Harcourt, talking about Chris and what's going on. With the former convinced that Harcourt still harbors feelings for him. So let me stop there. Let me start with Jeff. Jeff, what you thought about Chris waking up to the alternate universe, up to the end point where Waller's daughter is talking to Harcourt about Chris, and she's picking her on about she has feelings for him. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's been mentioned already that this was a shorter episode, but it was still a really good episode. I think Cyber said that, and it really was. They packed a lot into the 36 minutes or whatever, whatever it actually was. But it's really interesting. It's really bizarre and emotional to see Peacemaker with his brother. You know what I'm saying? On screen, you know what I mean? Them, their dynamic or whatever, it's deep, you know what I'm saying? And, so it's interesting to watch, Peacemaker, waking up hungover, on Earth 2, you know what I'm saying? And trying to handle the reality that he's living this dual life right now. So, he doesn't have the answers for every question, that he's asked on Earth B. You know what I mean? He doesn't know what's really going on with, his other self that was, having these relationships or whatever, and, this and that. He's not that person. You know what I'm saying? I think it's very interesting how Harcourt is the complete opposite on Earth 2 than she is on, regular Peacemaker Earth, where, now she's all feminine and, she's not as aggressive and she's she's just a girly girl, you know what I mean? And all this kind of shit, they kind of totally flipped her character around in a way, you know what I mean? And I don't know where it's gonna go, this whole deal. It looks like obviously Peacemaker and Harcourt fell out already, on Earth 2, he fucked it up already, you know what I'm saying? So I guess it'll be interesting to see where he decides to go with this, you know what I mean? I know he's really infatuated with her, and she obviously seems like she's interested in like rekindling their relationship, I guess, in on Earth too. So we'll see what happens. It's interesting, I guess. But I like seeing the Gunn's wife playing this different kind of version of herself. You know what I mean? Where she's peppy and feminine and whatever, girly. It's neat to see. And besides that, I mean, I think that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Jeff. Imran, you're next, sir. Talk about the whole Earth 2 stuff up to the end point of was it Waller's daughter talking to the Earth 1 Horker about her feelings about Rick. Go ahead.
I think thinking about this section, the most interesting thing now is the details about Chris 2. We didn't really get to meet him. We didn't know what kind of guy he was, right? So you notice his clothes, he's got gold chains. His clothes are all flashy, leather pants. He even there's that joke about why do all my clothes look like Kardashian's furniture? These, my friend, are the outfit of a douchebag. Clearly, this Chris 2 was who's wearing gold chains and these shirts and leather pants. And then you see pills in his drawer, and you find out from Amelia Harcourt that he was cheating on her, and he's a little bit of a dick. So that Chris 2 might have been even worse than our Chris. It sounds like he was a fucking dick, and this is now an improvement. But there's a theory about this whole universe I'll mention at the end, and there's a lot of clues throughout the episode hinting at what is actually going on here. But I agree with Jeff, like seeing Jen Holland play a nice, friendly, happy Amelia Harcourt is crazy. And Rick being a dork is hilarious. And then they just have really good chemistry. The whole cast, they all have really good chemistry with each other. It all seems very sincere. Like when Economos is talking to Adebayo or Adebayo's talking to Mia, they seem like they're real friends. And like, it's just very genuine. So the chemistry really shines through. But yeah, that part in the Pete cycle and the kid crying is great.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, James Gunn, he's such a great director, writer. Like, he knows how to cast these characters. It's like impressive. Like the Guardians films, the recent Superman film, and like the Suicide Squad in this show is like this top notch. I'm like so surprised. Like
chemistry is always good on all those.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah, and I agree with you about Jennifer Holland. This was definitely her standout performance. I mean, it's just incredible. I always dug seeing our actors. Let me wrap up. The actors playing different like sides of their characters, and I really like that we see that with Jennifer Holland's character here. Cider, you're next, sir. The beginning part of the Earth 2 stuff of Chris. I know you talked about that, but beginning from there, then the end point is Waller's daughter talking to Earth 1 Harcourt about her feelings about Chris. Go ahead, sir.
So yeah, all the Earth 2 stuff was absolutely hilarious. Dork Rick Flag was phenomenal. Him like creeping and shit like that behind the things, trying to listen in the conversation that he's having with Harcourt is absolutely freaking hilarious. I was dying laughing because it was so damn funny. And just like how even he parts his hair and like how he even dresses is so like dorkish. It's so freaking funny. Mm-hmm. And I think Joel Kinnaman is knocking it out of the park with that performance. He just is rocking it and is doing it so well. And I think that it was just really well done. And then the whole conversation between, Harcourt and them and stuff like that, I thought was really interesting too. Cause like you could definitely tell that she could tell that she was different and that he's different, not the same Peacemaker that she's used to, the Chris that she knows, and that he's not as arrogant as the Chris she knows and stuff like that. But at the same time, she's not putting the pieces together thinking, oh, wait a second, but I think that whole scene is quite interesting and fun. And I think that it does a lot of great fun and kind of shows you kind of like, oh, I like this Harcourt so much better than the Harcourt from the, regular dimension that we're in, because she's so much more like a person. She's so much more, like a woman, which is funny because like you feel like she's like very kind of like she's actually like not just tough as nails, she's actually like, oh, how you doing, kind of deal. So that that's nice. It's fun to see her in such a different light versus the hardcore we're so used to in the the other Earth. And so that was fun to see. And then leading up to kind of your endpoint there with them waking up at the apartment and they're all hung over real bad, and Vigilante, oh my god,
he's such a psychopath, this guy.
Oh my gosh, he cracks me the hell up, and he starts talking about spiders. I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's so Vigilante. Because I mean, the first time we saw him in this season, he's talking about owls.
Yeah, what is it? And he doesn't know anything. He goes, "Hey, you want to quiz me on spider facts?" He doesn't know anything.
It was freaking hilarious. And just like great. he's wearing Hardcore's robe and stuff. He's like, "Why are you wearing Hardcore's robe?" Like, because I found it. Was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I love him.
And them say, "Hey, maybe you should go check on John. I think he's in the bathtub. He might have thrown up." He's like, "What? Why did you tell me?" It was freaking hilarious too. And it's been so nice to see him more in the last couple episodes because it's so much better and so much funner with him because he's awesome. I just absolutely love Vigilante. But leading up to the conversation between Hardcore and Waller's daughter, it was just kind of like, what I expected from Hardcore, definitely, still not willing to admit that she cares about Chris and that she has feelings for Chris and that, she's fucked up and that she needs to fix things. And, and it's just definitely, the Hardcore we all know. So I think this is a really good section. I think it's really fun. Like I said, the Joel Kinnaman stuff was absolutely freaking hilarious. And just a really great portion of the short episode.
Thank you, Cyber. Yeah. Oh my God. Adrian Chase.
Yeah, Adrian Chase is hilarious.
Yeah, hilarious. When he talked about spiders, I was like, oh my God. And I'll bet money. Just wrapping up. We'll see his alternative version of himself in Earth 2, and he will know everything. And that'd
be hilarious.
And he'll be like smart and not dorky, and he'll be cool.
Yeah, I can totally see that in this show. William, sir, your turn, sir. Tell me about your thoughts on the Earth 2 stuff up to the end point. We were talking about Waller's daughter talking to Earth 1 Hardcore about her feelings about Chris. Go ahead.
I think the Earth 2 stuff brought you a lot of character development from that side of the universe's characters. I love that. I love seeing the interaction with him and his brother. I thought that was so cool. I thought it was so awesome to see that. Because stuff like that sometimes gets pushed by the wayside for the development of the story. But we saw that relationship sort of kind of accumulate a little bit in this episode, and I love it. Again, the Peacemaker cycle, that thing was awesome. It was awesome. It was built from the ground up with all those weapons on the front side, and you had the speakers on the side. I thought that was cool. It was just that section brought a lot of development, and it kept me hanging on because this Chris, you saw some of the differences when he was dealing with Hardcore. You saw some of those differences. And by seeing that, I think that's when he's going to start telling on himself, number one. And number two, the interactions with his brother is going to get him really caught and messed up. So I think it's cool to see that. And it makes you want to tune in to next week's episode. It really does. Because you want to see what happens. And to capture your attention like that is something that you don't have happen a whole lot in these series, particularly HBO Max. So yeah, I want to see next week. I'm just mad that we got to wait till next week to see how it works out.
Thank you, William. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to wait another week to see this.
Disrespectful.
Yeah, disrespectful. Yeah, I know. Crazy. Anyway, good job, guys. Good job, guys. Give you all 100 points.
Time travel does not work like that, sir. Give me.
Yeah, I know. Cyber, just give me your stake now. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Okay, so next section here, folks. So Chris in I'm not saying Antonio. Chris and the Earth 2 Hardcore are shell shocked when a man explodes in the park. That was funny, by the way. Like all of a sudden, this guy's exploded, and like bam, like they just got off from their benches. And this man was part of a terrorist organization called the Sons of Liberty. Another deep dive DC lore here from the DC Comics, which is cool. Who have taken the local DMV hostages, and they're planned to kill like many government officials until their demands are met, as usual. But Chris, Earth 1 Chris, sneaks through a adjacent building next to the government office and killing all the sons and deactivating the bomb. By the way, this scene was really cool. Like to see him going down and killing everyone was like peak action. Like just mwah, chef's kiss for this episode. I was like, hell yeah. So and then Keith, the brother, he's in his superhero outfit as Captain Triumph, which is kind of cool. Helps destroy.
What's his name? What's his brother? What's the superhero name?
Captain. I'm sorry, I'm butchering this. Captain Triumphant. That's
Captain Triumphant is what he's called. Okay.
Yeah. Let me put this in the chat here, private. And like he comes there, he helps destroy the Sons of Liberty getaway helicopter. Like that. I thought that was Chris, but no, it was actually him that destroyed the helicopter. So let me stop there. So let me go back to you, William, about this scene. So what do you thought about this like whole action scene of Chris taking down the terrorist organization called the Sons of Liberty?
I thought that action scene was awesome. I thought it was awesome. The way he took those two pencils and stabbed the dude in the head with those two pencils. That was just chef's kiss. Then he took the gun and he shot old boy as he walked out. The way every kill he did within that scene was his own unique kill, with the exception of the stairwell. I loved it. It was awesome. It shows you what Peacemaker is all about too. He don't play around. He don't mess around. Batman has a code. Peacemaker don't, and you see it in this episode right here. And it was fantastic. It was great. I loved it. I watched it twice just so I can go back and see that again. It was awesome. I love that. I love that part of the episode, and we need to get more of that, and I think we will.
No. As Jeff said before, let me just quickly address this. We didn't review season 1. When I first saw the first season, to get ready for this season, I was surprised how good the action was. So I'm very happy that they're keeping that quality up. Speaking of Jeff, the true knowledge himself, Jeff, it's your turn, sir. Talk about this whole action scene of him. Chris taking down the terrorist people. Go ahead.
Oh, it's just totally great. It's everything that like William already said, and I'm sure everybody else is going to say. It's just outstanding. It really rounds out the episode really well. Sort of establishes the ending of the episode to some extent in like a really great way. You know what I mean? On a real high. Just the the sheer like gory creativity and how well all the deaths are done. You know what I mean? Like how well acted they're done and everything. When he splits that guy's head open with that fucking fire axe.
That was crazy.
And the guy's like, what does the guy say? He's like,
it's like, wait,
what happened?
That's
He's like, what happened?
But my thing, and Jeff, I don't mean to cut you off. He took the axe.
Yeah.
He hit him got him in the head with the axe.
Yeah.
He still said something.
Yeah.
And then he cut his head off, bruh.
I saw that was a really nice touch by Gunn to have him talk like that.
Yeah.
I saw a crazy video one time of a chick getting her face split open like that by a machete.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You ever see that, William? That clip? Yeah, it's a famous clip. You know what I'm saying? Some guy machete his chick's face, wide open.
I don't watch. Why are you watching?
Oh man, it's rough. I don't watch stuff like that all the time, Imran. Believe me, it's rough. That some of that stuff is rough to watch. You know, but yet fascinating too in a morbid way. So, anyways, yeah, it's just great action. You know, watching Peacemaker, you know, exist in this Earth 2 where he's celebrated and everyone loves him, and it's like everything is the complete opposite of like, you know, what his life is in real life. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like they're really trying to show us that, like, you know, as in the audience, like, look at how like wonderful this experience is for Peacemaker here. You know what I mean? Like, it's perfect. You know, like chicks are taking their shirts off and showing them their tits in them. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's around. You know, I mean, he's popular. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, it's obvious he could get a lot of tail there. No wonder he was cheating on hardcore.
Sure.
You know, like, I mean, honestly, you know, like, it's obvious he did a lot of tail. But yeah, I loved how like the gun purposely had Peacemaker not pick up guns a couple times during that action sequence just to go ahead and fight like hand to hand with like objects, you know, like pencils and fucking, you know what I'm saying? Knives and, you know what I mean? Like, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? You know, hands, you know? I like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, it would have been too easy for him to pick up a gun right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? But then when he did get a gun, he's so accurate, he just headshots every motherfucker that, you know, comes up the fucking stairs. You know what I'm saying? You know? I thought it was kind of crazy how his brother came in and took out that helicopter, and he could have killed a lot of innocent people.
Yes, he could have. Yes, that's a good point. That was curious.
That's all I was thinking the whole time is like, that is going to crash and like kill like 50 fucking people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that didn't seem like a very friendly.
Like that wasn't. No, that was not the smartest move.
And there also didn't seem to be a very realistic explosion, because you have a helicopter come down on concrete, you think that explosion to be bigger, a little bit wider, to encase more of the area, but it was a small explosion.
Yeah, and I thought, like, in typical action trope, like, I always see this, like, you know, the fins that the helicopter has.
Right, that killed somebody or something.
Yeah, they killed somebody.
I mean, he did run right through it just to be, you know, just to put it out there.
No, but it could have landed on people.
He ran right through it. Yeah. Think Quasar or somebody like that in the comics, like, or Captain Marvel, and just run right through shit. You know what I'm saying?
When you're doing that, you don't care where it lands.
Yeah, like, you know, like your shit's gonna get fucked up like that. Think about Captain Marvel running through that shit in Endgame. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, your shit's fucked up at that point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I mean, in reality, though, if you've ever actually seen scenes, again, that pretty fucked up shit, but if you've ever seen like some of the crash landings of helicopters, they are dangerous and scary as fuck when they happen. The people who are around, like on the ground and shit like that, around them when it happens, are like running and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like freaking out and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like till it's over. You know, because like it's scary. You know what I mean? So, dude, getting clipped by one of those fucking helicopter blades, bro, spinning, you get fucked up, bro.
Can I say one more thing about Earth 2 real quick?
You can't, of course you can't do that, brother. Come
on.
No, you wore a Mets hat, William. You could say 5 things if you want.
This, and I keep thinking about it, this opens up the door for some cameos that we haven't really thought about with this Earth 2. First of all, kudos to them for Argus, because with Argus that brings Arrowverse vibes all over again for me. But then when you go back, there's cameos you can do in this, and I also have questions. Like, for example, if this is the opposite, where Peacemaker is loved and respected, is this the Justice League or the Justice Lords per se? You see what I'm saying? This leads to different things that could be the case if this is supposed to be the land of opposites per se. But the cameos that you can get from this can be just sick.
You can put anybody. You can put anybody in it.
Yeah, you can put anybody in there. Yeah. Anybody.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Or you can go too far with it, which everybody knows, you know, William, you know, with the multiverse, right? We talked about it for years. You know what I'm saying? Like with the multiverse, if you go too far with it, though, you know what I mean? It can actually end up biting you in the ass. You know what I'm
you
saying?
got you definitely got to be careful with it. You got and sort of kind of ring it in a little bit.
You got to restrain yourself. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That'd be my only point. Would just be that I get where you're going, but like I would think maybe I mean I'm you know I don't know how many seasons Gunn wants to do Peacemaker, but you know like I can see them spreading it out across like you know next season you know and stuff like that and have some more big guest spots you know with other characters from DC pop up in the show. You know what I'm saying? It is a great vehicle for that. You know what I mean? You know, it's a great way to show off the Justice Gang or whatever the fuck they're called.
Justice Gang.
I hate that team. I hate that title, man. I hate that.
I know. Yeah,
such a dumb team name, man. You know, they're a cool team, but it's such a dumb name. But you know,
Metamorpho liked it.
River Justice Gang. He did.
Yeah,
he loved it. He loved it.
You're in.
He loved it.
Mean, overall,
All
that was a great action scene. Peacemaker, John Cena killed that. Great deaths, really well acted out deaths by like the actors that you know got killed and all that. Like pulled it off really well. You know what I mean? You know, died in a cool way. You know, it was really cool how simplistic it was for him to like stop the bomb from going off. You know what I mean? Like that, like how perfect that worked out for him. You know. Like you know, it was just ideal for Peacemaker that it was that simple because you know he's known for not being the most like you know genius guy out there. You know what I mean? So like you know the fact that he figured that out, you know, by just pulling the fucking you know the hoses out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know that was a nice touch. You're right, Imran. Gunn's wife is pretty smoking, dude. You know she's not bad looking at all. You know what I mean? She's also at the same time though she's not like standout attractive either. You know what I'm saying? Like Hollywood wise, you know what I mean? Where like you know, like I'm not surprised that
she's a solid 6.
I'm just saying I'm not shocked that nobody else ever found her and cast her or anything really.
Right.
She's a solid 6.
Besides Gunn, you know what I mean? Because like honestly, she looks just like a lot of other actresses. You know what I mean?
She's a solid 6. Maybe a little bit money behind. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, you're right, William. You're right, William. Honestly, she's a very attractive woman, but like when it comes to Hollywood's beauty, on that scale, she is like a 5 or a 6.
There's a lot of attractive women on the show. Like Gunn has cast a lot of like Bordeaux, the girl who plays Bordeaux at Argus. Is she hotter? Who's hotter? Who is the
Hispanic? Are you talking about the Hispanic chick?
Yes.
Yeah, she's cute.
And you got Isabella Merced as hot girl. You can count her.
Oh yeah, she's really
like,
cute.
Damn, these hot women on this show.
Yeah, Isabella Merced is really cute. She's tiny, but she's cute, like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think she's very attractive, and she's legal age too. You know what I'm saying? Like she's not like you know a kid either. You know, that's always
just to let y'all know. Just to let y'all know she legal.
Yeah, she's legal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You know, I'm digging Peacemaker season 2. I'm really glad we're reviewing it. I'm having a lot of fun doing these shows, and glad William's here. Glad Imran's here. You know, I'm glad me and Cyber and Andres are on here doing this. You know, doing something different. You know, Peacemaker's a new show for us, and I'm still getting a feel for it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, as far as you know, kind of you know, this season and the show's new to me, and you know, whatever. So. Takes a little bit sometimes to kind of get into a season, but I think by next episode, by mid-season, I'll kind of have a better feel for it. And you know, I think that I love seeing action in this show. You know, whenever they add action, it's always really well done. So like, I'm all about it. I'd love to see more of it, to be honest with you. You know, and obviously we'll talk about you know what happens next to the episode, but and where we're heading to. You know what I mean? But you know, all this Earth 2 stuff is really interesting and really neat, and I think it's a really neat touch that Gunn decided to go with the multiverse concept in the show. You know, that was an interesting move on his part. Definitely a very interesting show than watching and talking about Alien Earth.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different show, but don't worry. It'll probably get
Andor. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Andor. Oh, I mean, Andor.
I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry.
Different story. But William, you brought up before the multiverse theme. James Gunn is really good at like surprising us with the cameos. Like, I mean, like speaking of Superman, like I was shocked to see the Peacemaker thing. He's really good at that, and plus he understands like what a multiverse thing should be. You know, unlike Marvel is doing. So I trust Gunn when he does his like multiverse stuff. Like so far, I've been liking what he's doing. His multiverse is clean.
Oh yeah,
You know, it's like it's very understandable. Plus, it's part of the storyline. It's part of the story
right.
of the show, and that's the good thing. Like it's like Rick Flag here is not like a random cameo. It's part of the story of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you haven't seen the Suicide Squad, it's important to know that because this is why he's back here because it's all tied into the storyline we're seeing right now. So I just want to bring that up because I understand where Jeff is coming from. I don't like it either with the way we have been seeing it, but there's ways you can do it like everywhere everything all at once is so good how they did it. And same thing with here. Go ahead.
You could do it. You can do the whole Earth 2 thing, but you could do it in a way that it makes sense.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
as Jeff alluded to it earlier, you have to do it in a restrained way because it can go sideways if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. And just wrapping up, like thank goodness that you know, speaking of, I don't want to spoil too much about Superman, but like I'm happy that we're at least connecting that to this show as well about like why Rick Flag, you know, the father's doing that, you know, stuff like that. But anyway, good job, Jeff. I'm very happy you're enjoying this show, which is great. Cyber, you're next, sir. Talk about this awesome action scene of Chris taking down the Terrius group. Go ahead. Let's wait when he's done with this thing.
All right.
Don't choke on the
Okay.
timer.
No.
Anyways,
Quick, go get Cyber the Hamlet maneuver. Somebody go save him.
Here, I got some water. I can teleport it. Yeah.
teleport. What are you, Star Trek now? Anyways, so I mean, him taking out that group of like vigilante people, those bad guys, was really fun. I mean, he just like tore it into them. I mean, he like took them out like crazy. He started smashing that one guy with a copier. That was pretty freaking badass. He ends up getting the one guy that uses gun and he's shooting and he kills the chick. And then he like is taking out all the others and stuff like that, and just like using, especially the beginning portion of this where he takes the axe and puts it right in the guy's head, and he's like, "Yep," was absolutely freaking hilarious. But I mean, it was just bloody and gory and fun and just like insane, and just like him taking out each of these different people, and everyone's just kind of like doing nothing, and he's like taking them all out at it without any problems, and they're just like, how's he doing this? Is like, what the hell? But basically, I think that whole scene is really done well. Really great action, really fun. I thought it was a bloody good time, and I think it was just a really great sequence. So yeah, I think it's fantastic.
And if memory serves me correct, I believe the Sons of Liberty was in the Wonder Woman comic book from back in the day.
Yeah, they've been in a bunch of things.
Yeah. And they also did well, they tried. It failed, but they tried to do an Agents of Liberty and Supergirl. So
okay,
that flopped.
I knew. Okay, thank you, Cyber, for your thoughts.
1991, they were introduced.
Yes,
with Liberty.
Yes,
and Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I knew
because I saw them. I first saw them in a couple of Wonder Woman books when I first got introduced to them.
Yeah, no. I see. No, Leland. My first working with them was Supergirl. Obviously the Arrowverse, and I thought I heard something from this, and I totally forgot that. Yeah, Supergirl season 4 did this, and it was a big deal in that season because of Agent Liberty. Yeah. And speaking, I just want to bring up something. Jeff brought this up, and this is a point I want to bring up was Peacemaker being a very good combatant fire/marksman person. I always appreciate this. This is why I like John Wick, the franchise. Is like yeah, I agree with Jeff. It gets boring when you have your character using guns all the time to take down their enemy. But it's always cool to see them using other elements around them to like take down their enemies. And I really appreciate that this scene they took down, I like that Chris took down the the enemies with stuff, besides weapons, guns. Yeah. All right, Imran, it's your turn, sir. Talk about this whole awesome action scene, sir.
The action was great. There's some funny lines in the beginning. I thought when Amelia Harcourt's like, they have sophenolol, because sophenolol, I don't think that's a word. Did you make that up? It was just stupid and silly. And the look on his face when he actually defuses the bomb was great, because I don't think he thought he was going to be able to do it. And he's like, oh, yeah. Now, this is all great. That was the back to Jeff and the copter thing, and the fact that everything seems perfect in this universe, right? Twice he goes best dimension ever. I am suddenly very suspicious of this whole deal. Because have you noticed in that universe, it's very white. It's only white people. Did you notice that? There's no other color. Okay. Now, in the comics, here's the theory. There is a planet, a dimension known as Earth X. In the Earth X timeline, the Germans win World War II, become the major power, and essentially get rid of all the races. Now, is it possible that everything is great in this universe except everyone's a motherfucking racist? Is that what's going on? Because this is too good to be true. The other shoe is going to drop in this universe. It can't.
And on that, to piggyback off that, that's why I ask, is this Justice League or is it Justice Lords? Because when you go back, you got evil versions on Earth X.
The Injustice, right? And then there's like the Crime Syndicate. And then especially how the brother came in all hot and just smashed the thing, didn't care about civilians. I was like, that's weird. I thought that was weird. So something's going on here. This is not all. It's not all as cracked up as it's. I mean, I think the whole theme of the series is like the grass is not always greener on the other side, right?
Right.
And the other theme is him wanting to not be a joke, wanting to be taken seriously. So this is all very interesting. Plus, I also thought, what if Frank Grillo, Rick Flag Sr., comes in and sees his son? Like, that's gonna fuck him up. Because they found the door. Essentially, they're just gonna bust in now. But it's great that Chris is loving this place, but I don't trust it anymore.
Yeah, I agree. That's an interesting idea. It could possibly happen. And I have a theory a little bit. Like, I think that Chris, like the former Chris, Earth 2 Chris, and his two, like his father and brother could be villains. They're like they're like controlling this part of this universe as well. Because Leland, you brought up Justice Lords. I can see that they're the Justice Lord for this universe, and I could not be surprised if that happens. Because as you were bringing up for both of you, there's hints, especially with the Earth 2 Chris, that he's not not as it seemed,
So that, and like how everyone was like looking at him actually leap into the building and was astonished, makes me think that the other Chris didn't do shit. And maybe his dad and his brother just covered up for him, and he was just a big fuck up who was in the booze and pills, because they were like surprised that he was actually doing something.
Yeah, like he's actually doing superior work.
Because everybody kept in now. Good work today. Good work today.
Yeah.
Good work today.
Yeah.
Or they were
you were awesome. Yeah.
And then his brother was asking, like, please tell me you're not back on the pills again.
Yeah. That was very funny. And important too. Great job, guys. Really awesome. You guys are doing well. 100 points again, or I'll push it up 600.
There you go.
Guys. Yeah. All right, let's. Yeah. All hail the king. I'm losing my mind now. Anyway, so let's get into wrapping up the episode and just the overall final act of this episode. So we're going back to Earth 1. We meet up again. Speaking of Andrew and Chase, we pick up where him and John oh my god, I know how to spell his last name. John Ekamanos. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind now. Is talking. Very funny scene. Especially about his pants. It's like, where's my pants? And it's like, I was trying it out. I was like, oh my god. And oh my god, that scene where he's talking about he has his phone, and I'm like, dude, the spiders have 8 eyes, and they're furry, which is disgusting, which is true. And I love that scene. And then of course he gets the call by one of the Rick Flag senior second command, Sasha. This character is another major character from the DC comic books, from the Checkmate organization, and she was created by Greg Rucka, and she first appeared in Detective Comic Books issue 751 from December 2000. Just kind of like give a more clear direction of who she was. And so she called John Economos about what happened with the previous episode, which we get into the most. This is where Jeff talked about how if you get me or like me laughing, it's like, okay, you're the best show ever. After that call, John goes in to the hospital, right, and he gets grilled by Sasha and the other agent. I forgot.
Tim Meadows. Tim Meadows. I need more Tim Meadows on this show.
I know.
So funny.
Tim Meadows. like not forming them about Chris Pet Eagle, and then we get this whole line. It's like, excuse me, how dare you using my what is it, bird
my disadvantage, because he told me it was a duck.
Oh yeah.
Duck attacked me.
He told me you trying to take advantage of my disability.
I was like, when he say that, I was like, oh my god, this is so perfect. And he's talking about the fact that the ducks injure 7 by injured artists, including titties. I was like, what the hell?
Titties almost died.
He almost died.
He goes, it's funny, yeah, but titties almost died.
Yeah, you can't have that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, it was so funny. And then she say, the second command lady Sasha says, okay, we're gonna bring our operatives attempting to infiltrate Chris' home, and she's gonna mobilize a team of agents, including first off, Lestran Ferry, the Tim Nettles character that we love, and then we finally we've been seeing him in the credits. Finally, we get Michael Rooker's character called Eagle Hunter Red State Vital. So he's gonna take care of Chris Eagley. So that was funny. And then my favorite part here, we got back our favorite martial arts, character, Judo Master, and the horror.
Hot Cheetos, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, fatty.
And then the horror of John is like, no. Oh my god, so funny to infiltrate Chris' house once more. And then after that, this is the final wrap up. After having the emotional conversation with Keith, he loves him. A really great scene, as you guys brought up before. Like John Cena has killing this role this season, and he really is a good actor. I love the scene where he's talking with his brother Keith. And then after that, Chris, I think he does return to his dimension, but unaware that the Argus team is ready to rid him out.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, so then that's where we kind of get in the episode. Oh, and just a quick add-in. I'm gonna just quickly add these things. We are getting post-credit scenes with this show. So this credit scene this week was actually picking up the. So what Gunn? Just let me explain the post-credit scene. What Gunn is doing. He's pretty much doing funny post-credit scenes, which is great. I like that. I don't mind that. And I like that. This week it was the bathroom scene with John and Chase, and we see him taking off the pants for John, and then he does the thing I kiss him on the forehead. Motherfucker! I was like, what the?
Because he tells him, "Oh, I washed and folded your pants for you." There,
yeah.
Be like Booker T. Be like Booker T. What the hell?
Yeah. I could. I mean, great friend. I will give him that. He's trying to be
that is a good friend. Yeah.
He is really good friend.
He's trying to be best friend. So that was the whole episode. So let me get here. Give me a minute. Sorry, I heard something. Aaron, it's your turn, sir. Please tell me what you thought about the final act of this episode.
I mean, again, I was glad to see Tim Meadows because he cracks me up. He goes, a meta duck. Just I need more Tim Meadows. It's so funny. Bird blindness is funny, but yeah, crazy to see Michael Rooker, and that character is weird. What does he say? He goes, nobody kills eagles as good as me.
And me,
Something.
yeah.
Ain't no one kills an eagle more good than me, he says. What a weird character. But yes, nice conversation between Chris and his brother, as like Keith essentially like forgives him for killing him, kind of in his mind. He's like, no matter what happens, I will always love you. And I was like, that's really nice. And so yeah, the plan is they're gonna kill Eagly, and they're both heading back. So some shit's gonna go down at the beginning of the next episode. Great cliffhanger. And I stand by my prediction that is a universe full of white supremacists. That's what we're gonna find out. That's what we're gonna find out. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
Okay. You know what, sir? You're gonna get the Denny Award for best, like, just sticking with this theory about white supremacy, sir.
You know what though? You know what though?
The Danny Award is a bad thing.
You know what though?
What are you talking about? Hold on. I'm sorry, William. Hold on. Jeff, you told me that was the best award for people.
No, the Danny Award is bad, bro. If you don't want to get the Danny Award.
I'm sorry. No. Aaron, I'm gonna give you the Andreas Award.
Okay.
Awesome theory. Keep going, sir. Okay. And Cyber, how dare you? All right, William, go ahead. No, William, go ahead. What you were saying?
You know what though? You know what though? I would not be surprised if Imran's theory checks out. I would not be surprised by that, because we hadn't seen a single brother.
Nope.
Not a single. We see Amanda Waters' daughter.
Yeah.
We ain't seen a single brother.
Yeah.
So it could be.
Background.
So it could be, the theory could be true, and I would not be shocked. And I'm not gonna see it and say that DC would be wrong for doing it, because it's telling a story.
Yeah.
But I would not be shocked at all if that's the case. I would not be shocked.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Oh God, we're really off now. Oh my God, let's move on. William, go ahead. What do you thought about the final act, sir? Go
We're
ahead.
off the reservation.
Yeah.
I just thought that it was interesting, because you got to sort of kind of see a crazy side of Argus and how they worked in this, which is a little bit funnier than what I've seen Argus otherwise be portrayed as, because this seemed to be a more serious group, or more of a serious organization. But in this, they were funny, they were humorous about the whole situation. Oh boy, didn't want to go kill Chris. I still don't, if it's gonna be left up to him to kill Chris too, I don't think he does it, but we'll see. But I thought it was interesting just to see how these guys from Argus interact with one another, and the differences between that and Argus and other media.
No, good point. Yeah. Well, it's interesting how Rick Flag Senior is running compared to like that's like I think,
and that could be the reason why.
Yeah. Because I mean, right now Rick, the director is focusing so much on Chris. It's like it's so disorganized sometimes. So I kind of agree where you're coming from. Jeff, your thoughts on the final acts or the episode? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really emotional when you see Peacemaker have that really emotional moment with his brother, at the end there. You know what I mean? That was really deep. I thought that John Cena played that really well. I thought he portrayed his emotions correctly for that moment. You know what I mean? Knowing the reality of what really happened to his brother on regular Earth, I thought that was really deep, that's his typical gun to add that, sort of go to that emotional, family place, like that, in this episode, to kind of end things off. You know what I mean? I'm just, seeing Tim Meadows is so funny on this show. But seeing him, them getting ready to, break into Peacemaker's house, right when he's getting ready to come out of the, Earth 2 door and all that. is going to be leading to a big standoff in episode 4. You know, which I'm looking forward to seeing. You know what I'm saying? And see how that's going to work out. You know, if they're going to discover Earth 2 or what. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But yeah, great episode. You know, you know, I think it's interesting. Like you know, the Tim Meadows, his character is still pulling off that whole bird deal. Like, you know, he has that bird, you know, issue or whatever is his problem. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he was taken advantage of or whatever. You know, he thought it was going to be a duck, not an eagle at the house or some shit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? When the dude totally told him it was the eagle. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, that shit was funny. I still love that he called that chick titties last episode. That was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? That was really funny. And there was some good music in this episode. That track they played there at the end, like, you know, the last track they played for the action and all that, you know, like, I liked that song. You know, I don't know who that was, but that was pretty good. Yeah, just looking forward for the next episode. This was a great episode. Definitely a banger episode of Peacemaker.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. I have a feeling he's just teasing, like he's just jerking around with John about like his like bird like situations. Like,
you don't think he really has bird blindness?
No,
Not only do I get to kill
bird blindness, he's just fooling him. You know,
not only
like,
get to kill that eagle, but I also get to kill any other surrounding eagles.
If you go, no, just that eagle. He goes,
no, just that eagle. That's it. That eagle.
And he's all disappointed. He's like,
yeah.
That's so silly.
Oh my god, yeah. That whole scene, like, alone was the best scene ever for the show.
Plus, Judo Master's gonna do some kicking and flipping. It's gonna be great.
Oh my god, yes. I was so happy he didn't die from last season. I was like, thank goodness.
I wonder does he get a chance of knocking anybody out with one of those Cheetos flaming out?
Yeah, no. They're hot, actually. Those are the spicy Cheetos.
Flaming hot Cheetos. He likes flaming.
Yeah, yeah. I can't handle that. Anyway, Saber, your turn, sir. Your thoughts on the final act, and plus, how is your steak feeling, sir? Go ahead.
Well, it's dead, and I'm eating it, so it's pretty good.
Awesome.
Got a little bit left. Need to kind of heat it up, give it a little more butter. Anywho, you know, the finale of the episode it leaves off on a really interesting cliffhanger, just like everyone's kind of mentioned. You know, them storming his house and everything as he's walking back through the door. You're kind of like, oh shit, what's gonna go down? The whole Tim Meadows thing is absolutely fantastic. I mean, from his introduction in the previous episode with the bird blindness is fucking hilarious. It cracked me the fuck up so hard. As he's like, is that a duck? And he's like, no, that's an eagle. Like, he's like, I can't tell the difference. I got bird blindness. I'm like, what the hell is bird blindness? I'm like, where did this come from? And I'm like, thinking to myself, I'm like, this is gonna be absolutely hilarious as it keeps going down. And keeps, you know, it keeps playing it on. And as they did that in that first episode, and they kept talking about it, it was absolutely hilarious. And then bringing it into this episode where he's like, a damn duck attacked us. I was like cracking up so hard. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, this is hilarious. And when Economist gets that call, you're kind of like cracking up too at the same time, like, oh, why is she calling? You know, like blah blah. And then he's like talking about, and then they have their conversation. He's like, what are you talking about? I never said it was a fucking duck. It was an eagle.
Yeah. Because why would I say a duck is an eagle?
I know, it's freaking oh man, so damn hilarious. And so the episode ended so short, you know, quickly.
Yeah.
But that final portion of that comedy was fantastic, and I think it ended on a really good note, giving you a nice little cliffhanger to want more. And I think that was done really well. I mean, the conclusion, you know, of the episode too, as well, you know, with kind of Hardcore and Chris and everything, you know, kind of starting to move in the direction he wants it to a little bit too. At the same time, you know, her giving him kudos for doing a good job with those bank robbers and stuff like that. And, you know, it just, you know, defusing the bomb and everything was just really fun. I think it's a really solid ending to this episode, and it was just overall really fun.
Thank you, Cyber. Yeah. Awesome, guys. Really awesome. Very happy, Cyber, your steak is doing well. You should cook it hot. But I suggest you not butter. It should be like mayonnaise or barbecue sauce. But anyway, that's my thoughts. If you want to take my advice on how you want to make your steak delicious. But anyway, Jeff brought up the songs here. But anyway, the soundtrack has been doing really good this season. I agree with Jeff there. The soundtrack in this episode is great. I just want to point out like the songs that we had that like was in this episode. The end montage for the end of this episode was called Amino by The Shining. Not kidding, that's the band, The Shining, I think it's called. And then the other one was the Ozzy Osbourne song, Dreamer. That was cool. I really dug that, and it was I think was used again earlier in this season for episode 1, I think, if I remember correctly, or we'll see. And then the last song I just want to bring up was like called "Break It Out" by the Emma track. This is where we saw like Chris running the peace cycle and beating up Emily in the Argus in Earth 2. So that's all I have to say. Okay, thank you guys. Awesome thoughts and opinions on this episode 2 breakdown. So let me do robin around for you guys your ratings. Let me start with you, William. What's your rating for this episode?
9 out of 10.
Oh, awesome. Any like reason to put it like that high? If you don't mind asking.
I enjoyed the action scene. When it went up against it, when we went up against the terrorist group. I appreciated that. And I just fell in love with the peace cycle.
Yes, I agree.
A peace cycle was awesome. And then you got not only those two things, but you got character development within those 38 minutes too. That was awesome.
Thank you, sir. And Ron, your turn, sir. Your rating.
I'll give it a 9 out of 10 also. The same reason, like the story's moving along. Yeah, it was short, but it gave you a little bit of everything, a little bit of action, a little bit of humor, more revelations. You got Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag. Yep. I love this show. I'll give it a 9.
Awesome. Cyber, Steak Man. That's what I'm calling it, sir. Tell me about your thoughts and how many steaks you're gonna give this rating.
Dang.
Don't call Cyber Steak Man. You can come up with better fucking like pet names or whatever.
Hey, sir, Jeff, how about this? Shut the fuck up.
Come on, bro.
I'm very hungry, and look, I'm the one moderating. If you want to put other foods in your jokes, go ahead. How about you go away and like let me do the jokes and all of that, okay? Anyway, Cyber, it's not your turn, Jeff. Okay, you're going last. I mean, obviously. But anyway, Jeff, Cyber, go ahead. Your rating.
Ballsy. But anyways, Steak Man here, has to give it 10 golden steaks up.
Ooh,
He said 10 steaks.
I give it 10 steaks. It was fantastic. It had everything in it from from action to comedy to babes to everything. So it had all the good fun stuff in it. So it was a really good episode.
Thank you, Cyber. Yeah, I totally agree. Jeff, now is your turn. Look, I'm sorry I was aggressive to you.
I don't care when my turn ever is, sir. It doesn't faze me at the end of the day. I'm okay with being last or first.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I actually prefer to be last than to be first. To tell you the truth, but anyways, I'll give it a 10. For Peacemaker, for what it is, for the kind of show it is, it's not Alien Earth. It's not a show. It's Peacemaker. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a gun show. For Peacemaker, it's a 10 for me. I think it's a really good episode. And really at 36 minutes or whatever too. That's a nice, don't get me wrong. I'm the guy that, stresses how much I love, long, hour-long episodes of TV, all the time. Like, that's my shit, right? Like, give me episodes like that every week, and I love that shit. But still, if you can pull it off and make a good episode in 36 minutes and still have a lot happen and like, have a lot of layers to it, you know what I'm saying? And, like William said, like have like, the story progress, you know what I'm saying? Or the character development occur, these things occur and happen, you know what I mean? And it's all done in that 36 minutes. That's nice to be able to watch that episode and, have it only be, 35, 36 minutes. That's pretty nice, but at the end of the day, though, I still do, even with Peacemaker, rather see the longer 55-minute, 52-minute, like I like those episodes better. I do. Just because more stuff happens, you know what I'm saying? You get to see the characters more, you get to see them interacting with each other more. You know what I mean? But it's a 10 for me. And God bless you to whoever that was that sneezed.
That's my daughter.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Yeah. I'm actually with my co-host here for MC Bleach, 10 out of 10. I was so surprised how well paced this was for a short episode. And I agree with Emran here about this was a filler episode, but it gave you a little bit of the progression for this show. We got stuff getting done. With the multiverse thing.
It doesn't have any pace issues, brother. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. Really.
No. I mean, the last two episodes we got, episode 1 and 2, were good pace, good pacing. I mean, they're a little longer, as Jeff brought up before. I do prefer the long episodes, but I don't mind having short episodes if you do it well. If you did it, don't make the episode boring for me, and if I fall asleep. And this episode wasn't that. I was very engaged.
The only reason that the HBO is allowing or doing these 36-minute, 38-minute episodes is because it's these superhero DC type shows. You know what I'm saying? Anything else HBO puts out, you know what I mean, is usually always gonna be 58 minutes, an hour, an hour plus, whatever. That's most of their shows usually are that episodes are that long, we covered what's that, William?
I did want to say one more thing. This is a DC show, and if you go back and look at us as overall fans, for the most part, we need to do a better job of supporting. We need to do a better job of supporting the movies. We need to do a better job of supporting the comics. We need to do a better job of supporting all the shows.
Oh, wait, everybody here, we all go. We show up.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general, because if you go back and look at the last 14, 15 comic book movies right now in terms of making money, I think Aquaman is at number 14 out of 15. So we need to go out as DC fans, support the movies, support the comics, support these shows. That way we can stay competitive. I don't know if we're ever going to overtake Marvel, because Marvel's fandom is huge. But we need to go out there and support these shows, support DC the best that we can, to kind of get them raised up a little bit. And I think James Gunn might be the catalyst to do that with the way he's doing things in a newer way than before.
Well, they just got to make good shit, and the people will show up. I
think so too.
Yeah.
But James Gunn has some of the highest rated things in Marvel and DC now.
Yeah.
So it's definitely he's taking it in the right direction.
Gotta go out and support, guys.
Yeah.
Gotta go out and support.
I agree.
Yeah.
We've all got good things to say about everything that Gunn has been doing with DC, and honestly, we talk about it all the time. Whenever DC comes up, we always talk about all of us. Somebody mentions Lanterns, and how excited we are to to cover that eventually when it comes out next year. You know what I mean? That's probably honestly that's probably the most excited, the biggest show I'm the most excited for out of 2026 next year to cover. Is
Yeah, me too.
Because of how good I think it could be, and then honestly, if it gets made, the Amazfira, the Amazonian, show, not without Wonder Woman, the prequel to Wonder Woman or whatever, where it's just based on the mother, the queen, and the ladies and all that. That could be really good too on HBO. You know what I'm saying? That could be a really good show. You know what I'm saying? Because all this stuff, when you watch the Snyder Cut, all the stuff that Snyder Cut did with the Amazonians, you know what I'm saying? it was great. You know what I mean? Like, so if they cast that show well, like HBO usually does, that could be a great show too. Honestly, I feel like DC has the kind of characters and like the desire and the outlet with HBO, where they could really actually pull off some real quality television, compared to the Marvel stuff that's really not been all that good. Let's be honest. The last couple of years, Ironheart was terrible. You know what I'm saying? It was terrible.
It was.
But now they got Penguin was so good, and now they got this. So those are two very good shows already.
I just want to see. I just want to see us go out and really support what they're doing. Because if you look at what they're doing up until this point, the best stuff they've done or covered to be about is Batman. And there's too many characters out there that deserve to have their own movies. Yeah. And if you do it right, I think it can be a huge success. But we'll never get those movies if we don't support who's already out there.
Yeah. No, I understand where you're coming from, William. I'm a big DC guy. I hearing from you, I 100% agree with what you're saying, sir, because I'm very happy that DC is getting more quality content. Just wrapping up, I'm very excited. I think, thank goodness we have James Gunn being part of DC because he's definitely going to fix the direction that, what was really bad with the DCU for the last 10 years. And he will definitely restructure it and really get people back with DC, which he is, which is good. The fact that this show is doing very well with the viewership is showing that, his trust is getting everyone to be part of this new universe, which is good. And I'm as a Batman fan, I'm happy to see more Superman stuff. I'm happy, I'm excited to see Supergirl. She's my favorite character, so I'm happy she's getting another chance for the movie.
Mine too.
Yeah, exactly. And as a Batman fan, I'm very excited that we're getting I agree with you that it's kind of annoying to see other Batman characters, but I'm happy to see other characters to shine like Clayface and Penguin.
Right.
So that's my end point. Jeff, I just want to say, everyone, thank you so much for your time. It was awesome to talk to you guys. Sorry I came a little late, just technical difficulties. So I really appreciate you guys' time, and it was really awesome. So, Jeff, go ahead. Please plug us out and get out of here.
All right. Let's start with you, Imran, Jock and Nerd Podcast, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, I co-host an audio podcast, new episodes every Wednesday full of geek news and reviews. We had a hot line of movies this summer. It's kind of ended. We'll be focusing on coverage of Alien Earth and Peacemaker. I'm looking forward to some of the movies still coming out next week. And I think on the next episode, we were going to do our top 5 most anticipated movies for the rest of the year. There's still a lot of good stuff, even though we had all these crazy movies come out between May and Labor Day. And we've got reviews on all of them. If you go back in our feed, from Superman Fantastic Four, Caught Stealing, Nobody 2, Weapons, lots of fun stuff there. Jock and Nerd Podcast. Just search it.
What's the scoop? You guys aren't gonna at least do a season recap of Daryl Dixon season 3?
No, we bailed on The Walking Dead many years ago.
Oh, I see. I don't blame you.
We used to talk about it, and then it just jumped the shark, and we never went back. So.
At least you covered it. I never covered it.
Yeah,
I don't blame you.
Yeah, they had a good 5 seasons.
We still cover it. We never covered the original Walking Dead, but me and Andres, we stick to it. We do Dead City and we do Daryl Dixon and all that shit.
I mean, it's been 15 years. They're still making fun.
So I never covered it. So
yeah.
It's honestly, William, I still enjoy talking about the Walking Dead stuff. Myself, you know what I'm saying? But that's just me. I was a Walking Dead fan, But William, go ahead, sir. Geek On Podcast, sir.
Sure. You can check us out every Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern on Feast of Fandoms. You can also find us on Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. We talk comics, we talk gaming, we talk anime, and anything else in the geek universe that may come up. So definitely join myself, Shaw, Janae, and a cast of thousands every Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So definitely check us out.
Yeah. And you can see when you watch the screen with William's live streams that he has essentially the same amount of people on his panels as we do every week.
Oh, nice.
On Saturday nights. It's about the same amount of people. It's 4, 5, 6 people every show.
Yo, pull up that comment again. Pull up Champion Jeff 97 comment. See, I'm not the only one who noticed it. See, right here, he noticed it too.
Oh my God,
it's very white over there.
You got one female.
We're on Earth 2.
That's it.
Yeah,
Earth 2.
they're all in the background.
what?
Watch it again.
I didn't realize that.
Watch the background actors. Watch it again.
Cyber, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Cyber.
All right, guys. So if you enjoy me here on the panel or you enjoy it when I moderate the show, check out my solo content. You'll find me under Cyberneticshark on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook, Patreon, Threads, anywhere there's a social media platform, I am there. So as you can see there, my most recent 2 videos there are 2 trailer reactions, one for the upcoming Mortal Kombat 2, and then, of course, the newest Disney Pixar film that'll be coming out next March, Hoppers. If you have not seen either of those trailers, check those out. Really fun stuff to talk about. Looked interesting. Can't wait for Mortal Kombat 2. Pissed that they pushed it all the way to May, but oh well. And then you can see there my most recent mini reviews have been of some bizarre Tubi films. A great series called Evil Bong.
Evil Bong?
They are freaking hilarious. If you love weed, if you like anything about just retardedness, these are the movies to watch.
Is this stoner horror movies? Is that what this is?
Pretty much.
Wow. Pretty much. So there's a bong in it, and the bong is evil. I have to watch this.
Yes.
What the hell?
Yes. They have all 7. They have all of them on Tubi. People.
How did I not know this was a thing?
It's absolutely hilarious. Directed by Charles Band. If you don't know who Charles Band, he is the owner and creator of Full Moon Features, and he directed majority of them, all the Evil Bong ones anyways. There are some spin-offs like the Ginger Man, Ginger Weed Man. So yeah, check those out. They're freaking hilarious.
Oh my God.
And yeah, keep on watching, keep on following, keep on subscribing. Thank you so much for helping us out and keeping us alive here on the MCU'S Bleeding Edge and on our respective YouTube channels. We appreciate you.
All right. Andre's the pop culture guy, sir.
Yeah, this is Andreas, Pop Culture Guy. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. It was great seeing you, William and Amron, again. It was awesome to talk to you guys again. Yeah, so... What was that? Anyway, I lost my mind. So, my content, if I don't know, is this the glitch or the 2-minute wait, but I just posted 2 John Wick stuff, a compilation one, and then my top favorite John Wick scenes of the whole 4 movies, and plus the spin-off we got this year, Ballerina, by the way, good film. And tonight, after this stream review, I'm gonna review Wednesday, season 2. I just finished it up. I'll let you guys know what was my thoughts on this new season of Wednesday. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. No live streams this week, but that's gonna be next week. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now in my content.
Okay, sir. All right, folks. That is our Peacemaker season 2, episode 3 live stream recap. Hope you enjoy us in audio and video form when we're not live, and it's later on and all that good stuff. We appreciate everybody out there that caught us live tonight. Thanks again to everybody that was on the panel tonight. Shout out to William for coming on again and joining us after a long time. And Imran, we always appreciate having you on here, brother. You're always welcome to come back whenever you want. We love having you on. And Cyber, another show in the tank, brother. Andre's Pop Culture Guy. Good job moderating, sir. And rate and follow the MCU'S Bleeding Edge podcast. And we will see you again, content-wise, when we do, when Andres and I do Daryl Dixon, season 3, episode 1 on Monday night. And then Cyber and Andres and I will be back for Alien Earth, episode 6 next Wednesday.
Yep.
So besides that, later on,